Davidson, and I am the founder and executive coach at 3 Beats Consulting. And I'm doing a three-part series on the three questions that any person can ask before they commit their time and their energy to something on their calendar or in their social life or in their family world. And these three questions have been markers that I myself have used and that I impart into my clients who are really looking for some practical ways that they can manage their own energy. And so the three questions really came from a client that I worked with a couple of years ago, and she was feeling very overrun and that she didn't have energy for the things that she really wanted to have energy for. She felt like she didn't have time for a date night with her wife. She felt that her work schedule was just crazy. It was so full of meetings that she wasn't able to actually do the admin part and the email part and the things that really implemented the things she needed to in her business. And so she came to me and she was like exasperated, like, Sarah, I don't have time. This is so overwhelming. Help. And so we did a session where we really broke down like, what is happening? How do things get on your calendar? What are your filters for saying yes and no to opportunities, personally and professionally? And she couldn't answer that question. And so we really took time to dive deeper into this. And these three questions are what came from that session. So the three-part series will handle each of the three questions that we developed to help her start to filter how she wanted to manage her energy. And my hope is that it's helpful for you too. So the three questions that any person can ask, let's say there is a birthday party on your social, in your social community that you're invited to. And you're looking at, okay, it's fall, the kids are back in school, work is really ramping up now that the world's opening back up again. Okay, like you're looking at your plans, you're looking at your energy for this. So the three questions that you could ask in this sort of a situation are, number one, is my gut check a yes or a no? Like, is this something I want to do or I feel I should do or I have to do? So that's the first question. The second question is, does saying yes to this thing take me closer to who I want to be and where I want to go professionally and or personally? Or does it take me farther away from that? And then number three is, given everything that is on my plate right now, does saying yes to this make sense? So each week I'm going to break down each one of those. So the first question of, is this a gut check, yes or no? We're going to dive deeper into that. And a helpful context for this is to think about your energy as though it's a bank account. And every day when you wake up, there's 24 hours for you to invest however you would like to. So ideally, 7 to 8 of those are sleep. For those of us who either run businesses or are employed by a company, typically it's 8 hours plus maybe commute, if that's something that's happening for you. So, right, those are investments that we're choosing to make, for our health and well-being with sleep, but then also for our financial well-being and our professional lives to be thriving. We give time to that. So the rest of the time, we get to invest those hours, those minutes into the things that we choose to invest that time into, whether that's your parenthood, your friendships, creative projects, right? Whatever the case might be. So when it comes to really slowing down to assess, like, what is my gut check on this? And this is a really tricky thing for people who don't have a practice of slowing down to really attune to themselves and really asking themselves, what do I feel? What do I want in this opportunity? And so some helpful ways that you can do this is really like slowing down, not rushing to say yes or no right away, to really sit with, what kinds of sensations do I have, maybe even physically in your body? Like, is it I'm gonna have to make this work? Or is it like that feels really fun, I would love to do that, right? Really checking to see physically and or emotionally, what is your response to this opportunity? And if there's any have to energy, that's something to note. It's not to say you wouldn't say yes to that. And that's gonna be part of processing whether or not you want to invest time into that thing. And then the last part is, you can really sense within yourself, does this opportunity feel heavy to me or does it feel light? Like, with all of the things that are going to need to take place in order to make that thing happen, or in order to meet that person, or to see this thing through, does it feel heavy or does it feel light? And so those are some of the ways that you can tap into your own inner knowing, your own inner wisdom, if you want to call it that, to really assess where it is that you want to spend your time and energy, where it is you want to invest the very valuable resources of your time. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if it is. If you have any other questions or responses, I love the personal interaction around this. And then next week, we'll be dealing with the second question, which is, does this opportunity take me closer to or farther away from who I want to be and where I want to go? Have a great week in the meantime.